Hey, what's going on, everybody? WakoBako here, and today we're going to do another episode of the Collection Showcase. But we're not going to be showcasing the stuff that's in front of you here. This is just preview for what's coming up this week, so stay tuned for that. The showcase is going to be a little bit different today. Since outside of this here and some other stuff I have coming in, I don't really have any stuff from my own collection to show off to you guys. I thought I'd show you a different collection. Hopefully I don't lose too many people here with this, but this is the other stuff I used to collect, and I still kind of collect here on this side, Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. I have a whole bunch of stuff I'm going to show you. Hopefully this won't take too long, and hopefully I don't lose too many of you guys, but Yu-Gi-Oh was one of the things that I actually played more of instead of Pokemon when I was younger. I felt like it was easier for me to figure out, and I got really good at it. And then Pokemon was always a collection aspect for me, but I got some stuff here. I got an old binder with some cards in it, so I'll show you that. And I'll show you some of the cooler cards that I have, but we'll start off with this here. So this is one of the booster boxes, the Duelist Pack Battle City. For anyone that knows Yu-Gi-Oh, this is fairly expensive now, and obviously I didn't know that when I opened it. This was, I don't know, maybe a year ago that I picked this up, and I got it for like maybe 50, 60 bucks. Kind of similar to, you know, Elite Trainer boxes or some of the older booster boxes for Pokemon, but yeah, this is a first edition set. Now it's very expensive. I did keep all the sleeves because I kept them in good condition. But yeah, it's a very expensive box now. I know it's crazy reflective, so it's probably messing with the camera. But yeah, it was really, really nice. And again, I remember watching the anime and just really liking this whole series, so I thought I'd pick this up. And so going on to the next here, we have this, which again, another extremely shiny product there. But this is Yugi's legendary decks. If anyone's watched the show and knows what I'm talking about, you know, as the series have gone on, he's had different decks that he's used to get through majority of his big duels. So let's open this up here. That's the other thing I liked about Yu-Gi-Oh stuff is a lot of their box and stuff was very, very flashy. But again, Pokemon has all that stuff as well. So inside here, there are 3 decks. I'm just going to kind of show off the main card here and kind of just briefly go through these because I don't want this video to go on too long, especially because I don't know if you guys are even going to like this. So again, for anyone that's watched Yu-Gi-Oh or familiar, a lot of these cards should be fairly familiar to you. They're really cool Dark Magician. Again, a lot of amazing, beautiful artwork on these cards as well. Good old Swords Revealing Light. I should probably get all these sleeved, but as soon as I open these up, I put it in that big sleeve there for the whole entire deck. Really nice Mirror Force there. But yeah, I need to order some sleeves just for these here. So there's that one. Move this off to the side here. This is going to get messy really quick. All right. So there's one deck there. This one here, Magician of Black Chaos. And again, if you watch the show, you can kind of tell, like, you know, which deck I'm going through based on the series and the show. But yeah, some absolutely amazing artwork on these cards here. Yeah, just absolutely beautiful stuff. And again, it's all the specific decks that Yugi had used at the time during the show and in that story arc, if you will. But yeah, a lot of really cool stuff here. Good old Monster Reborn. It was almost like a must. But for anyone that doesn't really follow Yu-Gi-Oh, they have the decks built out for a certain reason. And, you know, you play it a lot differently than you would Pokemon. Especially because it deals with a lot of trap cards, magic cards, monsters with effects. And then, you know, just now they've spun off to all kinds of different stuff since I stopped playing. But yeah, it's gotten pretty expansive. So here's the last deck here. And this is the, I'll say the original deck. So you guys should recognize some of this stuff right off the rip. It's more of the iconic deck here, especially because, you know, you have like Exodia, which is absolutely amazing. And it's got all of his arms and legs here. Trying to be careful with these because these are very nice. Again, these are all like reprint stuff. It's not like the original, you know, cards that came out. But yeah, still just absolutely beautiful cards here. And again, these are very iconic because this is like the first generation or Series 1 stuff that Yugi used in the show. But again, they just do these so if you were to play with these, you kind of experience, you know, using that deck and how you would play accordingly. So pretty cool stuff in that one. So that's one box down there. I picked this one up as well. It's a little bit different. It had like a bunch of different themed decks just for Joey. The other cool thing I liked about this box as well is it came with this really awesome play mat. So it's kind of big, and I'll try to stretch out the best I can, but it folds out, and it's like a hard cardboard. So it's kind of sturdy. It's not just like a regular piece of paper, but I liked it. You know, when I would duel my friends and stuff like that, I would use this one. Just like I said, it's a lot nicer finish to it. It's a nice sturdy platform. So this was the pack art for this set here. Again, I held on to all this stuff because you'd be surprised some people actually collect these, and these were all first editions as well. And then it broke it down into a couple different decks here. But I'll just showcase these here. This is all like the common stuff here, and then some of the higher end cards there. But yeah, it was really, really neat. And again, this one wasn't too expensive, but when I came back into this here, and I was just like, oh, let me look around and see what they have. These were some of the things that I saw, and I was like, oh, cool, these are definitely iconic pieces, especially with Yugi and Joey. And again, I really like how the whole box was set up. Just really good quality stuff here. So kind of reflects the like theme decks on the Pokemon side. This is a really old the official rule book. Again, it's pretty thick, but it gives you step by step how to play the game. And honestly, maybe a little bit different how it runs now, but when I used to play, it really wasn't that difficult. You know, you have all your different phases and stuff that you can do, and you just play through it there. But yeah, it is a little bit different. And Upper Deck used to make the Yu-Gi-Oh cards here, so really cool playbook there for anyone that's interested in that. Okay, what do we have next? All right, I guess I'll show these off here. So these are very, very old, and some of these are in decent shape, and then I'll show you one that's really beat up. But these are what the old Yu-Gi-Oh tins used to come in. So this one's in still fairly good shape. It is kind of scuffed up a little bit, but I kept these as best in shape as I could. But yeah, really, really neat there. Let's see if we can actually see a date on this here. So obviously it started in 1996, but I don't think this is when this actually came out. But it tells you what came in here. And some of these packs, if you're to find these packs now, they're very expensive. So it's pretty cool. You could collect 6 different tins, and they all had their all individual cards here. But again, the main thing is keeping this face as nice as it is. And I did pretty decent on that one. And you guys will see one that's not as good. So there's Joey. And I think he had a Gear Free the Iron Knight on that one. Good old Seto Kaiba on this one with Lord of D, a card that he used a lot. And again, these tins are just really, really well put together. And it was just really, really neat. And I just happened to find these in my little storage setup that I had. So I thought I'd pull them out and take a look at them. Here's one of the more iconic ones there. You have Yugi with Dark Magician. I really don't know what these are valued at, especially in this condition. They're still in fairly good shape. You know, they have some wear and tear, but I'll show you one that is pretty beat up. So yeah, and good old Konami stamp there. But I don't even know if there's anyone out there looking for these or that collects them. See, it's got a little ding in there, but if you do, or if you know someone that does, let me know in the comment section below. I'd be interested to see, you know, what kind of value these things have. Especially because for me, I don't really keep up on the Yu-Gi-Oh side of it. But so here's another tin that I guess didn't get stored as well as the other ones. So this one, yeah, this one's pretty gnarly. You can tell by all the scratch and stuff like that, and it's dented to all hell. But this was the last one that I had. I probably had so many of these when I was a lot younger, but again, I just kind of threw them in somewhere, and now I'm digging all the stuff back up all this time later. But so there's good quality ones and one that's beat up really bad. So all right, so moving on to the next thing here. So the next thing I'm going to show you is one of the very first graded cards I've ever got, and it was a gift from someone on Instagram. I had picked up stuff from them before, and they were doing a raffle for some Pokemon cards, and they threw this in. So I'll show you the backside first here. It says, first win, April 3rd, 2020. Congrats from OG. Really, really cool guy. Really awesome stuff on Instagram. He does a lot of giveaways and raffles and stuff. But conveniently enough, it was Yu-Gi-Oh related. So he sent me this Beckett card graded. Received a 10 for Harpy Lady Sisters, which is obviously the highest score you can get from these cards here. It's in absolutely beautiful shape and such an awesome card. Be a 2002 Metal Raiders. I didn't even know he was going to send this. It was just I was getting the pack that I got. That crease there is just on the sleeve, by the way. Let me take that off. There we go. Much better. But yeah, I guess he sends out at least one of these for, anytime someone wins a raffle for the first time on his Instagram. So it's really, really neat. And again, it just happens to fit my whole collection here. So definitely going to hold on to that for a long time. All right, so I got a stack of sleeve cards here. Most of these are cards you can't play in actual tournaments or anything like that, but they're more of just like novelty cards that came with other side decks and stuff I collected. So again, if anyone knows Yu-Gi-Oh, you should recognize the stuff right away. But here we go. So we got the good old Winged Dragon of Ra. Absolutely beautiful card. It's, in the show, it was like the strongest thing in the entire world. And again, it says on the bottom, this card cannot be used in a duel. And the reason why is because if you look at the back, it looks kind of discolored and doesn't have the official stamps and anything on it. So again, this is more of just like a promo card, if you will. But it came in one of the box sets that I got, and it just looks absolutely amazing. So there's that one. We have good old Obelisk the Tormentor. Again, another one of the Egyptian gods. Absolute beast. And again, they did the same thing with there, where it just has like a blue background there. It's kind of hard to see. There we go. A little bit better there. And then my favorite out of the three Egyptian gods was Slifer the Sky Dragon. The thing I liked about this one, and it is kind of relevant to how it's supposed to be played, you see its attack and defense here is it's got an X and then 0/0. So I want to say it was every card that was either in the graveyard or sacrificed. One of those things there. Or the graveyard to the discard pile, sorry. It would add strength to this card. So, I'm sorry. It was based on the amount of cards in your hand. So normally you have up to 6 cards in your hand, I think, before you have to discard something. So if you did, and this was on the field, you have 6,000 attack, which is absolutely nuts. And then on the show, they showed loopholes where the guy had 30 cards in his hand or whatever. But yeah, just really cool abilities and skills like that. But I just liked how when they brought it out, and there's the backside as well, it's more of like a red. But I like when they brought it out and it would just, it wrapped up the whole entire sky. It was just this humongous dragon. So all these other ones I'm going to show you next are just like little random tokens that you can, some of these you can use. Some are just, like I said, just for like display stuff here. But you have this really cool Yugi token there. It says this can be used as a token, but then on the bottom it says cannot be used in a deck. Kind of conflicting, but I guess like for tournament purposes you couldn't use it, but if you're playing with your friends, and I don't think anyone's going to care. So you got that, and then you have these scapegoat tokens here. Got a couple different ones, and again these came with one of these boxes that I had purchased. Really, really neat artwork there, and again just a bunch of different tokens. So this one here, if anyone again had watched the anime, especially the first generation one, when they go to Duelist Kingdom, Yugi received this as like your rite of passage to get onto the ship, which is really, really neat that they added this in here. This here was your actual the Duelist Kingdom token to allow you to duel and compete in that competition, which was neat. And then this card here, there was actually 2 different ones. There was this one, and for some reason they didn't include the second one, but this one here, if you won the whole entire tournament, you could turn this in and you would get like $3 million or something like that, which is absolutely nuts. But it's kind of cool that they incorporated this in these cards here again, just for like collection purposes and stuff like that. But it definitely mirrors the show, which is really, really neat. So we got all that out of the way. We got the graded card shown off. All right, so last thing here, and then we'll be all done. Again, let me know in the comment section below if you guys actually like seeing other bits of my collection. I do have some other stuff lined up that's outside of the Pokemon realm, but I think you guys may enjoy. But let me know if you do want to see my actual collection pieces, and then maybe like a behind the scenes thing. But we'll get to that in a little bit. So this is a really old binder. I say really old, but this was printed in 2003, this actual binder. So it's not too old, but if you look at the artwork here, it's Ultra Pro. It's obviously like a knockoff cover. They just kind of threw something on there. But I put a lot of the, I guess, rarer cards or like the nicer holographics in this binder. So we're going to go through it, especially because it's a little bit smaller. And maybe we'll get some nostalgia for you guys here. So we got Blue Eyes White Dragon. The one to the left is the original print, and they've redone this card so many times, as you'll see here. Again, a lot of my Yu-Gi-Oh cards were played, so they're not in like the best of shape. You see the kind of whiting and stuff on the bottom, but some of them are in really good shape. There's another design that they did there, and then two more of those as well. Again, I don't really know the value. That one's got like a really gnarly crease in it. I don't really know the value of these cards. If anyone watching this does, let me know in the comment section below, or hit me up on Instagram, and we can kind of go through this together. But yeah, I do have a whole bunch of stuff in here. So there's more Blue Eyes. Again, this is like the third or fourth iteration. Again, they made so many different kinds of this as they kept up and putting out new cards, but obviously Blue Eyes is really iconic to the series, so they wanted to keep it alive and well. Same thing with Dark Magician here. This one's in fairly decent shape, and then there's like the second or third iteration that they did. I still like the original artwork the best. I think it looks absolutely amazing. I don't know if that's like a scratch in the card or something in there, but yeah, this binder's been sitting for a while. So another Dark Magician, good old Red Eyes Black Dragon for all the Joey Wheeler fans out there. And again, that was another one they did many iterations of there. And I've always liked the artwork on the Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Like Pokemon cards have amazing artwork as well, but just something about this is more like a magical and like even sometimes darker little artwork on these here. So there's good old Summon Skull there, but like even look at the rainbow effect that's on that card there. It looks absolutely nuts. And then we got some of these cards I'm not even gonna try and pronounce because the names are just very unique. Sorry about that glare there. Got that Andro Sphinx there, that looks really neat. But again, some of these like this Barrel Dragon, you can see all the texture on that card there. And all their rarities were really, really different. For anyone that doesn't collect these or have any idea what I'm showing you. Not only did it get up to like, okay, if you knew you had a holographic, but some of them, the lettering and the texturing was different. So like this Summon Skull has gold texture, so obviously that's some kind of different rarity than some of these ones here. And I don't really, I haven't kept up on it, so I don't really know what the difference is, but I could probably look in that instruction guide that I showed you guys and maybe that'll help. But again, really awesome hollow foil patterns on these cards here. But yeah, let's get into more of these here. So we got Blue Eye Shining Dragon, again, just another iteration. And a lot of these, like I said, it has different effects. So that was the other thing that made Yu-Gi-Oh! A little bit different too. So you can see, let me flip back real quick. Some of these just have like this normal outside border, which they don't really have any kind of effects or anything. And then you get into these ones here. These are your effect cards. So you can tell just by the outside border what card type it is. And then you can read it on the effects. So like good old Buster Blader here. The attack of this card increased by 500 points for every dragon type monster on your opponent's side of the field and graveyard, which is pretty cool, especially if you're playing against someone that's using a lot of dragons. It could definitely help. That card is beat to all hell. Again, I did actually play this card game, and I've just always collected Pokemon, which is kind of weird, but I always liked Dark Necrofear. I thought that was such like an evil looking card and just, it sounded really badass. Dark Magician Girl. And I'm not going to read all the names of these, I'm just going to keep flipping through them, but if I see one of the more iconic ones like Gearfried the Iron Knight there, again, that was the same one that was on that tin. Got Harpulated Sisters there, an ungraded one, which I guarantee you there's nowhere near a 10. But yeah, again, just amazing artwork on these here. And again, just some really good hollow foil patterns and just, they're iconic cards. Again, if you had watched the anime for any length of time, you'll recognize most of these cards here. Some of the later generations I kind of fell off of. and just because, especially in terms of like playing the card game and stuff like that, there were so many additional cards that they added and effect types and stuff. Here's another one here. These are ritual cards. You had to have a specific card to be able to summon these out. But again, they were super strong. Fusions, I'll get back to what I was talking about in a second, but fusion types, you had to use a card called Polymerization, and I think I have one in here, to fuse two different cards together to make that one. So like Dark Flare Knight, you'd have Dark Magician and Flame Swordsman. You have to sacrifice both of those to get that card there. And then again, this one came out later, which is the XYZ, which is one that I didn't even know existed until I got back in. It has like a cool black border on it. And then these green ones here, these are all your spell cards. And again, here's some of the ritual ones needed to play those other cards. But some of these are really, really neat. Something else I noticed here, and I don't know why they did this. So Graceful Charity, which was a really cool card and allows you to draw 3 cards, but you had to discard 2. There's the text there and it's holographic. This one here, sorry, not holographic, but had black text on there. And I've only seen a few cards that I've collected that have black text, and I have no idea what that means. So if anyone does, let me know. Again, I think it's tied into rarity, but I don't really know. So there's some scapegoats. There's one whole card. Then you got one with this humongous crease across the middle. Again, a lot of these I'll probably never send out to get graded or anything like that. It's just personal collection. So now we're into the trap cards that has more of like a purplish pink background. So you can kind of identify what's what. And again, a lot of these you play differently in battle. A lot of these cards are played face down and then they're triggered by some kind of event. So here's some more ritual cards here with their actual spell card to summon them out. Just a couple more here. I really like this one just because I thought it was funny. It's a Hungry Burger and then the recipe. I don't know why. It's not even that great of a card, but I just always thought it was cool. And then good old Flame Swordsman again. And that's that. So that's going to do it for this one here. Again, it is a little bit different, and I know it's a break from Pokemon stuff, but again, it's just another piece of my collection I thought I'd show off to you guys. If you're interested in seeing other stuff that I have, please let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, if you don't want to see us ever again and you want me to stick to Pokemon, just let me know so I can kind of tailor the content accordingly. But this is stuff that you will see this week here. I did just pick up the new and the last Tag Team GX boxes that they have. That's the Umbreon and Darkrai one, so I'm really looking forward to opening that. Plus all these mini tins I want to get out of the way, the 2 pin collection boxes. So yeah, that's going to do it for this video here, guys. Again, if you like what you saw, let me know in the comment section below if you want to see more of this stuff here. And again, if not, that's perfectly fine. I get it. It's not Pokemon related. But again, I just want to do something different here. Let me see if I can make this actually look pretty cool. But yeah, so that's going to do it for today's video, guys. Again, let me know in the comment section below if this is what you liked. If you want to see more of my actual collection outside of Pokemon, it'd be much appreciated. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I highly recommend it. Again, it's heavily Pokemon related, and I'll sprinkle in some random stuff here and there. But yeah, it's going to be another awesome week for this channel. I'll have some really big stuff coming. And then Rebel Clash is coming out very soon. So that's going to do it for me, guys. Again, this is WakoBako. Take it easy.